What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Loco Cast.
Hey, man. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Who we got on today, X?
We got on a pretty special guest, man. We got on my boy Amani Clark-Bey,
Yes,
aspiring young sports journalist, attends the illustrious,
All right.
the illustrious Howard University. Some black excellence in the building today.
Yes, sir.
Young stud here. Amani, would you like to tell us about your brand?
100%.
Yeah,
So
tell us a little bit about Talk to Be Heard.
yeah, talk to be heard. So we talk about talk to be heard. I came out with it about in May last year, freshman year. I wanted to start my own brand in terms of sports media, in terms of getting myself involved in the sports world outside of the ordinary clubs on campus. So like HU Spotlight, where I did interviews with like the basketball team, play by play. So I wanted my own thing where like I can have my own ownership over it. So if it gets big enough, I can make profit off of it. I can bring people onto it, and everybody can eat who wants to be in sports media. So right now, I'm in a spot right now where when I look at sports media and I look at Talk to Be Heard, I see it going, in a good trajectory. Positive feedback and positive love from everybody, and at this point, I'm just trying to keep going with it. From interviews with athletes and sports news, bringing out sports news, the NBA, NFLs throughout all sports, and just pretty much just continuing to get my name out there in all sports media.
Thanks. So where can people like find your brand on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at @TalkToBeHeard_, and then on TikTok at TalkToBeHeard as well. And then on YouTube, we're going to be coming over there on YouTube, and we're going to start doing more interviews with athletes and as well as retired athletes as well. So you can find me on YouTube at TalkToBeHeard. Yeah.
So what kind of is the launch point for starting like a sports journalism like brand?
100%.
There's like a bunch of different you could do.
Right.
There's so many different levels of sports.
100%.
So many sports to choose from. How did you kind of go through and navigate that process?
Right. So the way I navigated that process was pretty much figuring out the sports that I know that I'm good at, and then from the sports that I know that I've written about through journalistic internships and through the work that I have that's published. So when I do sports things like basketball, football, those are like the main things I can do. But being in journalism, it's given me a wider range of sports and being able to talk about different sports. So I remember one of my mentors told me he told me it's important to talk about more than just the one that you love, because it's good practice, like volleyball, softball, things like that. So getting that experience helped me even more with the sports that I do now. Like I said, like my main sports, basketball and football. So yeah, like I said, like starting this brand, like it was just me wanting to get my name out there before I get out there in the workforce, before I graduate, so people know who I am, put a face to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like what's your plan to like what separates your sports media Talk to Be Heard from other outlets?
I think me personally, it's my takes. It's the person that I put on to the camera. I'm my authentic self at all times. So the person that you're getting on the camera, the same person you're getting outside the camera. So, I love sports. I've always loved sports my entire life.
Yeah, I remember you in high school
yeah.
arguing about sports all the time, bro. LeBron.
Yeah, bro. Like my whole life, all I can really remember is just me wanting to be on TV talking about sports. With us being in fame, they always pushed like engineering and things like that. And I always had conversations with them, and they always gave me resources for other things and communications. And that's really where I got put on. Yeah. Pittsburgh Black Media Federation, they put me on, and Fame helped me with that opportunity. And from there, it was on. It was ready to go. I was hungry. And from there, I just want to be the best I can be in the sports media. I just want to be that guy. So that's where I see it going.
Yeah, no, shout out Fame, man.
Yeah, shout out Fame.
Yeah, the different resources and putting people on and all
100%.
that. So how did you started starting that in high school. How did you then, that means you've been doing it for a minute now. You didn't fizzle out. How did you kind of keep that drive going? And, how did you, I guess, leverage your opportunity and then turn it into, what you have going on today?
So basically, you guys know this. Fame always talks about, always remembering the network and holding on to people that you form relationships with and bringing them and making them mentors. So when I have mentors that I've received through these internships like Pittsburgh Black Media Federation, that's pretty much just where it started. I get the first mentor, they show me what I have to do, and then from that step, I move on to the next step, and I find another mentor that pretty much propels me to where I have to be. So Pittsburgh Black Media Federation pretty much just gave me the confidence to be in a newsroom like KDKA, or be in a newsroom that I know, okay, this isn't like the ordinary type of newsroom, like a high school type of thing or something that you're doing in college. This is like the real deal. So pretty much I feel like now being in PBMF, it gave me the confidence, like I said, to walk in any type of room and know that I can do this just like anybody else can.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the confidence it takes, especially to be like successful.
100%.
Who are some like do you have any like people in the sports journalism world that you look up to?
For sure the Stephen A. Smith, David Aldridge, Mark Spears, guys like that, Stuart Scott. So those are definitely the moguls I look into, specifically black journalists, you know, in this media industry, because you look at the history of, you know, black journalists, and, you know, coming from like the Pittsburgh Courier, you know, Freedom's Journal, you know, it starts with black people being able to put their messages on paper and being able to write, because like, you know, like back in the day, we weren't fortunate to, you know, be able to tell our stories and put it out to the news, to the world. So, you know, I always,
especially not be on TV,
100%,
or be on TV as other than like entertaining,
right,
in a certain way, like rapping or something.
Right. So, you know, I always kept that true to my heart. And, you know, one of my mentors this year, one of my professors, he told me, you know, don't conform when you're in there. You know, it's my priority to teach you guys to create your own lane. So when you get into these rooms, you get into these spaces, you know, you don't have to be hesitant about who you are. You don't have to shy away from who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you know who your true self is. Don't think just because you're at an ESPN or you're at a Fox Sports or a New York Times, you have to change yourself. You know, you made it in the room the way you were. You can make it out the room the way you were. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So what's like what have you learned about like initially starting out and then going through like, you know, like traditional training and things like that? Like, what are kind of like some of like the nuances and like technicality things that like the average person just watching wouldn't really understand or like wouldn't necessarily pick up on?
Right. So do you mean for like play-by-play things or for me just writing like journalist type of things, or like what do you mean?
Like on air, like play-by-play.
Okay, so play-by-play. So this is something I didn't know either. So there's two. You have their main play-by-play guy, and you have a color commentator, which I do right now. So the color commentator for basketball, you have until the baseline, until half court to say your take or to say, you know, what you feel about that play that just happened. And then from that rebound, like I said, so from that rebound into half court, that's when you give your play-by-play. And then throughout the play-by-play, the main play-by-play guy is the one calling the game and telling you what happens and things like that. And another thing for surely, the cues, like everybody on TV and that are doing this, all this is practiced. And my mentors always told me this, like they were there at like 6 a.m. before if the game's at 1, they're there at 6 practicing, running through everything. So there's no mess ups. Even though you might see mess ups sometimes, but you know they're there early.
You rarely see people.
Rarely. They're there.
There's like a ton
early.
of different players, and like they're from like, I mean, nowadays like especially different games are expanding.
Right. So like the production teams, like everybody has their own job. So like narrowing down the rosters, figuring out where they're from, figuring out you know, fun facts, things like that. Everybody has like kind of like a input that they have to press at a certain time, and they know, you know, they have a certain amount of packages that they know they have to put on display when it's live.
In terms of like sports teams, do you have any like any certain announcers on certain teams that you kind of like or ones that are like they're not as good?
So the play-by-play announcers that like I'm aware of, so that I'm really familiar with, or maybe like the main guys, so like the Fox Sports guys, so like Gus Johnson, he's also a Howard alum. So he does all the Big Ten games on Fox. Okay. A lot of those games, a lot of the big games that always on Fox, Colorado, you know, Michigan, Ohio State, people like that. Another play-by-play that I'm trying to, Tiffany Green and Jay Walker, they do all the HBCU games. So like Howard, FAMU, they did the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. So, you know, I got a chance to meet them when we played Hampton, and I got to tour with them and help make some content for them for ESPN with the production team. So, you know, like I said, just trying to open up doors and just stay aware of what's going on.
Yeah, but that's really good you're doing that, especially in college. Like a lot of people aren't focusing on like relationships, so that's really good that you're like doing that, because that's pretty much how we started our clothing brand.
Right.
Just building. Well, first we started off with Loco Kicks.
And that was like really all networking, because I mean,
yeah, that was all networking. Because
wanting shoes and like knowing where to acquire them.
So like, what made y'all want to start Loco Cakes? So like, where did it start? Like, was it something like? Because I see there's a lot of you guys, like it's a brotherhood, and you know I feel like there's a lot of guys. I see there's people in there that were in it. So like, my thing is, so like, where's it come from? Where's it stem from?
Well, me first started off with just me and X.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just me and X at first. Yeah, we're still like the two co-owners of like Loco Life and Loco Cakes, and it was during COVID. We were just doing like online classes. We were kind of like, dang, we can make some money. We both like shoes,
Swear, and
I started hanging out because like we haven't really hung out since like Fame. We just randomly start hanging out like
it was super random.
So randomly just hanging out. Then we were like, all right.
But yeah, like COVID for real, and just like being at home, and I mean, we both like knew the shoe market, and especially like when everybody's getting like that COVID money.
Shoes,
Everybody had the COVID money, and this was back when the releases were heat too. So like, and there was so much stuff. So
we didn't start with no COVID money though, sadly.
Yeah, no, we didn't get any, we didn't get any COVID money. That was some grind capital. But I know we kind of just like started figuring out how to source shoes, and then I mean, the great thing about shoes is that they sell themselves. You know, the demand is like you don't really have to create the demand. It already exists.
Already has the brand,
right?
So we're just selling a brand that's popular, taking advantage of like supply and demand. And we seen the business opportunity, so we just started doing it. But that's all relationships. Like you have to make relationships with the stores, other resellers. We had to make relationships with investors.
Yeah.
And like pitch. We made like pitch decks.
Yeah, make relationships with the employees of the stores, the store owners. It's a whole.
Yeah, we had investors that actually like invested into our brand as well to buy product for inventory.
Yeah, so we're very, very, very blessed to have that opportunity. You know, somebody that believes in us. You know.
So if you had advice for someone who's trying to start a brand like that, so when you talk about getting investors and starting that, what would you say is the first step into getting an investor?
I'd say the first step to get an investor is knowing your product.
Okay.
You gotta like really know your product, because you gotta make someone
Your
believe
market,
that
your competition.
Like this, you gotta make someone believe that you're well knowledgeable enough to take this money. And it's all at risk. So you got to prove to them that they're at lower risk giving you money. So then you have to know your financials. You have to know your business model. Like, how is this going to cash flow?
Right.
This is all the stuff they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you like rates, returns.
Right.
And you're going to be like, well, because at
the
first we got bodied. At first we got.
I'm guessing you had like a business plan. Like
we had a business plan.
Yeah, we had a business plan.
We went through stuff.
We had like a shark. We had like the shark. Our first investor, we didn't get the money.
Okay.
So it wasn't just like, oh, we met this guy, he gave us money. No, the first
time's not
we made
always
this whole
like
pitch deck. Me and X probably put like 30, 40 hours into this business plan, just chilling at Panera Bread, grinding it out.
Grinding at Panera.
With my boy Mike, he was making the slides for us. We made the pitch deck, made a business plan, made a budget.
Oh my gosh, the budget.
Finances. But we didn't know our, but we just knew we could make money.
Right.
But we couldn't prove that we could get our inventory off.
Prove that you know how to make money.
Our sales goals, like how much is our revenue increasing this month? Like we didn't know any of that. So we were just like, oh, we know like this. So we got in. We had we had this real estate investor. We had this other like
invest like a capital investor.
Lady. She had like a capital. Yeah, she has like
just like a whole program capital for like young black entrepreneurs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she has an accelerator for like black entrepreneurs that are making revenue over $500K, and they get you like private equity financing.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it's like crazy. So we had her in front of us. We had this other guy. And we get up there. They're like, wow, we love your idea. Like, you seem passionate about it. We got to talk about these numbers. And the numbers were not adding up.
You have to know you have to have your numbers and scaling your business.
Yeah,
that's really like scaling is honestly like one of the really big things.
Like people want to see like, so you got your business now.
If your numbers are slow now, that's like, I mean, they understand that we're starting business, but they're like, how are you going to turn up?
It's like your projections. Right. You have to really learn how to make your projections of your brand. Like, a lot of people like,
how's the market going to grow?
Yeah, like on social media, they don't really tell you all this stuff. They just tell you, bro, you can just have a brand, get investors, millionaire, taxes, expenses,
talking to the bank,
budget.
A lot of brands doing a lot of like crazy stuff are operating on like a line of credit.
Right.
Yeah, like you have to know how to
get
your business credit.
Yeah,
if you don't have any business credit, you don't have a business credit score.
That's how you really scale your business. You can't just keep dumping your own personal funds into your business. Eventually, you have to really like you got to use somebody else's money to really to really grow.
So that's really how you get an investor, man. Really just being like a student of your craft.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of talked about it too, like your network,
right?
You know, staying in touch with people and like forging solid. Like, you know, it can't just be like the first time hitting somebody up or something like that. You have to find a forge a connection, forge a relationship.
Yeah. So talk a little about when you said like scaling and projection. So like you're saying you got to know, even though like you're saying like they understand that it starts slow, but obviously like you said like they got to know when it's gonna start teeing up.
So everyone's like, bro, it's free to have the idea. But it's hard to scale it. Like everyone can have a great idea. Like everyone said, "Oh, I had Uber," or like someone can have a food restaurant make the same sandwiches as somebody else, but they got a different plan to scale, and they have like money behind them and a plan. They're gonna buy 10 more restaurants at the same time, while this person's struggling to get one more restaurant at the same time, but they didn't see long enough of how they're gonna scale their brand.
Right.
And like, for example, McDonald's, they scale their John everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like a real estate John.
And even like, you can kind of like falter and still like scale your brand. Like Champion, for example. Like Champion used to be in like Kmart and like Walmart and like Kohl's, and now it's like,
it's his own thing.
it's like they took advantage of like the whole like skater vibe or whatever, and really like latched on and were able to like, they scaled their business that way because they saw an opportunity. And
people just want to know how you can make more money in the future and how it's going to grow. Like our brand, Loco, it's not really just a clothing brand. It's more like we started off. So we want our company to be Loco.
Right.
Have like underneath it, have a bunch of subsidiaries. We're basically just it's like another company on an LLC, but they're like all connected for like tax purposes and all that stuff. And then, so we have a group of friends basically, and like we're chasing their dreams, and we all like want to support each other and make this ecosystem. So they want to do clothing brand, boom. Clothing brand, like that's their passion. More passion is about the podcast. That's our passion. It's a different branch of the business. We had shoes as another passion, as another lane. Like I said, Mike Mike, he has the basketball TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He has his Loco basketball TikTok.
Yeah, and like
so
his media
kinda,
skills are can really expand.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So it's really just like a kind of like an ecosystem of each other helping each other, and like everyone's just passionate about one thing, and that's what they're going for.
And like I think the really cool thing, like really unique thing about like our group is that like not that there's anything wrong with this, but like our group of guys really want to like have something to call their own, like build their own empire.
Right.
You know, like working for somebody else is great, but you know, at some point that was somebody else's, like, you know, that was somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
And you know, you can.
You want people to be their own boss for real. You don't want
like,
even if like we got businesses and we have investors and stuff, we want to like see them eventually do like their own thing, and share the resources with the same investors and everything, because they know Loco as a brand. So this would be like the face. So it's already giving them goodwill, like good name. So
100%. Yeah, talking about how you guys want, like how you have like different avenues within Loco. That's how I was starting to envision Talk to Be Heard. So like I had my first class this year. It was like a CERC entrepreneurial class. It was like communications in entrepreneurship. So like they're talking about, you know, if you want to start a media company, or if you want to start your own media outlet, or like a newsletter, or so my professor, she has her own newswire, and she started that, and pretty much what she did from there, she wrote for, you know, other black media outlets, but she pretty much seen how she could pretty much make her own money. She was like, I can do this myself. You know what I mean? So pretty much how she started out with, you know, ads and things like that, and pretty much giving media releases to news companies, and people were subscribing to her, and she was surprised how many people were subscribing to her. But like her talking about that story and entrepreneurial and communications, it made me think about like what I could do other than like obviously like my takes and things like that. So like from interviews, sports takes, and I see like things like in the future me getting more into signing athletes and putting them onto my brand and giving them signature clothing, things like that. Camps for the kids, things like that. Just I want Talk to Be Heard to be like a sports media phenomenon.
Yeah, and that's like really important too, because everything has phases, ups and downs. Right. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So say like you're just focusing on your takes, then maybe takes are slow. Maybe COVID happens or something. Like so, like you know, like another thing, people you can't do takes anymore.
Right.
But then you have this media, but you're doing a whole bunch of other things too. But you're still focused on media as 100%. Well. So you're not like your focus isn't going away, but you still have like different branches because stuff is seasonal. Yeah. Stuff is trendy.
Yeah. Very trendy.
You never really know when it's gonna go up or down.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing you're talking about. Actually, you're talking about like what's like one of the most difficult things about like, you know, expanding your business or expanding like getting to like that step you're trying to get to. Like you said, like the internet, social media, like you said, things are trendy. So you never know like if that video is gonna hit, if that video is gonna be the one.
Yeah, and you really want to make a community too.
Right.
Because I know like that's a hard thing right now. Like a lot of people like grew fast from like the short content, and like they're getting a bunch of views, but they're not retaining a community. That's happened to like a lot of my friends. That it was actually like my friend Justin I was telling you about had like 1 million followers. Then like some other people I know and like other different avenues where they actually like restarted like some of their YouTube channels because it's just got like flooded with a bunch of just like people that weren't part of their community, just
Right.
like watching it. Yeah. So then you want Talk to Be Heard to be a community as well. Like that's what we want. We want Loco to be a community eventually. Like
Right.
people, like they're wearing our clothes, like they feel some type of way about wearing Loco. Like this promotes like what their way of thinking.
100%.
So, yeah.
It is a way of thinking.
Yeah, no, and like, yeah, having a community is so important because, I mean, it's really important for any company.
Right.
But people can choose to consume wherever
Right.
they want. Like people can buy clothes at other brands. People can watch different news stations or listen to different artists or whatever. Like the different there's the different variations of a lot of the same stuff. And so having a community is really important because those people, they care more about what you produce, like your service. They care more about you than what your service or like
Right.
what your product or something like that is. They're actually like really locked in with you, regardless of obviously having strong quality,
Right.
producing strong quality content, strong quality products is extremely important. But captivating them, for you and not necessarily just like the transactional side of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like even that, like right now, the Stanley Cup, like that cup has been around for like 20 years or something, like 10, 15 years. But now that they created this community over like, I think it was like a house fire or something, and like the Stanley still was like standing.
Mm-hmm.
So they created this community. Like, oh, it's a great cup. And now people are paying $50 for a cup that used to be $10, $15, just because like this community of people love this cup.
And they're
they're
paying,
like,
and now they're paying resale prices.
and now
too.
they're paying resale.
For a cup. I said, whoa.
Wow. That's crazy. It's crazy how just like things can just like that, just a snap of fingers, things could change.
That's what I'm saying.
Build a
Like that's why you
community
never
around
know.
you,
Like
right.
your next video, your next take, like whatever you do, you don't know what's gonna be that thing that makes
Right.
you pop.
Right.
And even though like we don't even know like what's gonna be that thing. Like we're still waiting for it too. Like we're
It could be
growing
some
brand.
old stuff. Like, it's just like,
Like
you can't
even
really
like,
put a timeline on everything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
rappers have songs that they released a year ago that like got a sound on TikTok or something. And just got
Blowing
popping.
up. Yeah.
And like people are probably already in your community. You just gotta find a way to put your brand in front of them. Like people will already like it, they just haven't seen it yet.
Right.
And that's what I realized. Like with clothes too, like people be like, "Oh, I like your hoodie," or "I like your hat," or "I like what you guys are doing," "I like your podcast," or like someone tells me that they're actually watching it. It's like, yeah, there's actually people out there that like it. You just gotta figure out how to market yourself and get in front of
Reach
them.
those people, yeah. And that's like, the marketing side is a whole different thing.
That's why you gotta
like,
have. That's why you
That's
gotta.
why you have like artists, for
Yeah.
example.
There's
You
a
have
lot of-
artists.
That's why you gotta have your exact avatar.
Yeah. You know what Avatar is?
What, like the movie?
No,
Like a
your
business
deal.
avatar.
So it's
No, I
like
don't.
so it's a business. So your avatar is your target customer, basically.
Okay.
Like, so you should know everything about like who you're trying to reach. Like, you should be writing down what they do, what they like to do, what they like to listen to, what's their opinions. Even people that you're trying to go against, like you're trying to like troll them to
Right.
go against what you're saying. And so like, but you have to like write this down. But
Right.
people plan this out.
Yeah. Like,
And that's what separates you, like especially with ads and stuff. We're still working on that exactly. Like we're trying to figure out
it's a science.
We're trying to figure out who exactly wants to wear Loco, so we can target them. Build the there's always like algorithms and stuff on social media,
Right.
so you can actually start studying that too, like social media, the algorithms and the ads.
Mm-hmm.
Just target people, and you'll get like pop like drop shipping. Like my one friend, he was on here, Ian.
Mhm.
He had products. He makes like 6 figures selling frisbee ball. It comes back. A bunch of stuff, but he talks about how it took him a while to figure out how to target the right people for each product and build those algorithms where he knows where these people, okay, they're impulsive buyers. So I could target them with something that, oh, look, I need to buy this right now. They'll have like a FOMO, fear of missing out. So he makes products like that. And he knows exactly like so it's just like there's a science between all this stuff, bro. So you gotta like really, as I'm saying, like you gotta really be like
Really,
a student of your craft. Like
even like I feel like when we did the shoes, for example, like we could get a certain shoe, be like, for example, we got this Jordan 11. We know exactly who our client.
yeah, like we know exactly who wants to shoot.
who wants this shoe, whoever even bought it.
Like, we'd be like, oh yeah,
We know their archetype. It's like 2K low key.
Yeah.
Like you know their build.
Right, know. Yeah.
Yeah, like Jordan 11s, we know who we're posting at. We know who we're hitting up. So yeah, you got to really like know your customer, like know your people.
And like if you really want to get in the weeds of it, like go in your likes, click on their profiles. What do they like? Are there hashtags on it? Like that kind of stuff. Like
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I was looking at that, like, so it's like I was talking to Jordan about this. He's a marketing major at Robert Morris, and he was telling me like to look at like the people that are looking at it, the ones that are engaged in it, the ones that are actually paying attention and looking at the videos. And he was telling me to look at the videos that are actually doing that are people are showing love to, and see how you can maybe recreate certain videos like that. Like I had one video, it was one of my first videos in the summer. I did like a LeBron versus Michael Jordan type of thing, and that was like my first video that did like over 15,000 views, 1,000 likes, something like that. So I was like, okay, how could I make it, target this way? Or even before when I first started doing it, it wasn't like a green screen when I first did it. At first, I used to just have a camera in front of me. I had a mic just like this, and I was doing it, but it wasn't reaching the right amount of people. So I didn't know if it was the algorithm. I didn't know if it was the layout, and I figured out it was the layout. It was, certain things I was doing that just like, there's certain things that like certain apps require for it to reach a certain amount of people. That's what I started to realize. So
yeah, they'll flag your content.
Yeah, I didn't know that before.
And like especially like even if you like look at your insights and stuff, you can see where in like the video someone stopped watching, like where they like got uninterested. So you could just start recreating what you did before the average people left, or start making if people start leaving at 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and you have like 2-minute videos or whatever, start making them 40, 30 seconds. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really all about especially like, I mean, like when consumer is like dealing with consumers, you really have to always be very like flexible,
right?
Because I mean, things are always like, I mean, you obviously probably notice within the sports world, like there's different things going on, different like, I mean, there's trends within the sports world. The beautiful thing about like sports, I feel like, is that media kind of like that news, like there's such a high demand for it. Everybody's like, people are like, there's a huge community.
Yeah.
There's a very, very big community. So it's like a huge, like you have like an ocean.
Right.
Really.
It's funny. There's a huge community, but there's so minimum jobs in it. Like jobs that you want. So like,
it's competitive. It's competitive.
Right.
So you just got to prove to people why you're better.
That's why networking.
You just gotta know you're better.
Networking is
everything
critical.
is competitive.
Everything is.
Anything you want to do in life is competitive, bro. Like, all that, like anything that make you like successful.
At 1%,
hard, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Where like they always say, bro.
And it's like even like there's levels to it too. It's like you can like coast and get your comfortable whatever that position is.
You can't
and, like,
skate, man.
You can't.
But if you really want to be like big in it, like there's absolutely, because nothing's gonna get handed to you. You have to.
Right. You have to work.
You have to show that you can give value and that you're willing to like that you really want it to.
Right.
Even though there's not that many jobs, bro, you can make it happen, bro. Like, if you
100%.
really want
make a job for you. If somebody really
like,
likes you, really likes you, they'll make a job for you.
Like for example, bro, like even last summer, bro, I was working in the bank, but I was doing retail, bro. I was doing like kind of like branch banking, like out of branch banking, like selling people like accounts and stuff, like trying to get them to get bank accounts. So I was like, bro, I don't want to do this no more, bro. I'm trying to get to, bro, the corporate finance, bro. These dudes are making money, bro. So I'm like, bro. And I said, dang, bro, it's hard, but everyone's like, yeah, bro, there's a low chance of getting that job, especially coming from retail. And we just, like, we don't know. But me, I just said, I figured out who I knew at the company or trying to reach out to people and had a, like, connection. But also, like, I would finish my work and I would just hit up people in corporate banking all day. Hit them up on LinkedIn, hit them up on Teams, like, hey, can we connect? Can we get a video call? Can we have a touch base? Can we talk about your position? And all that stuff. So all these people, like, oh, wow, this kid really wants to do it. So when I had the interview was like, wow, Kanan, a lot of people were hitting me up about you, about how like, you really should like do this. And it happened, bro. So like, if you really like want it, bro, like you really gonna make it happen, bro, it's gonna happen, bro. So like,
because like there's nothing better than like somebody, especially like two people like that you've connected with.
Yeah.
And they start talking about you and they're like, somebody's trying to put you on, like, oh, I already know who that dude is.
100%. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing, bro.
So like, what
and God, bro, and you gotta pray, bro. I did a lot of praying. It was all God.
Cause like, I like it because it's competitive and like not all of it is. But you could sometimes there's like super talented people that don't get put on. So it always takes like that extra blessing that push forward. That connection, that divine intervention that you can't really.
I always talk.
Explain.
I always go back to like that word hunger and like how bad you really want it. Always like I always talk about like my podcast and like where I really wanted to get to. Like in the summer, like I was working on my internship. I was working at Walmart and I was still putting out videos. I was putting out three videos a day. And everyone's like, how am I doing it? How am I doing it? Like, I just want it. Like, that's,
Yeah, bro.
there's pretty much nothing else to it. Like, if you really want something, like, you're going to do it.
We'll figure it out, yeah.
You're going to figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
You're going to figure it out. It don't matter. It don't matter if it's 24 hours in a day. Like, you're going to make sure it gets done.
There's so
You know
many
what I
other
mean?
things that people make time for, like the game or like, you know.
That's another thing. You got to limit distractions, bro. And that's what I'm working on to this day because there's always something that's trying to take your attention. There's always something
Take your
trying to grab
time,
your
yeah.
attention, bro.
Always.
Because your attention is valuable.
Right.
Like, people pay for your attention.
Say time is money.
Bro, so you got to get your attention back, bro. So I'm trying to get my attention back, bro. I can excel from where I am right now.
Because I mean, like right now, like and that's something like we've kind of like trying to like really try to understand is that, you know, we're like really young now and like, you know, seeing the dividends of this, you know, it might take a while sometimes. Like it really takes like a business like 5 years. Is it 5 years to really be established?
It's probably going to fail.
Right. And so it's like,
That's the part that sucks.
not even the part that like a lot of it would fail, and then a lot of people also just aren't willing to put in that amount of time for an unknown result.
Yeah, but like if we're totally transparent, bro, like we like first making money like in the clothes, like our brand's making money, but me and X aren't really making money from the brand, bro. But the brand's revenue and stuff is going up, but we can't take from it right now because we're trying to grow.
Not in that position, you know, just kind of
like bigger than what it is. So a lot of people ain't gonna do like
what
we're doing for free. A lot of people you're gonna
for as
burn
long
out.
as we've been doing
You
it.
don't really want it. You're just burn out, bro.
I'm already knowing about the burnout, bro. Like,
Yeah,
knowing.
that's what you gotta like.
And being consistent, like the algorithm, back to the algorithm stuff. Like the algorithm loves you for being consistent.
Yeah,
It
love you
shows
for
so
being
much love for you being consistent.
Like even we started being more consistent on our clothing brand posts, and our followers went up a decent amount.
yeah, like it's
Like consistency is really
Consistency
key,
is
bro.
it.
And that's the hardest thing that is consistency, but it takes that discipline. And every day you just gotta work at that discipline.
Every day I try to post at least at 2 o'clock on Instagram and on TikTok. Same day or same time every single day. Same time every single day. Sometimes I'll put out 2 videos if I'm feeling it. Sometimes I'll put out like a third one at night if it's like maybe like a Steeler game and I know it's like majority of my fan base.
Yeah.
Or if I'm talking about something that's like really that's gonna resonate with my fan base, I'm gonna put it out. And no matter like what time it is, sometimes I remember I put one video out at, like I think it was around like 8. It was a Steeler video and it went crazy overnight. So like things like that. I always thought, you know, like you go back to those algorithms, like going always at 2. I would always go at 2, but then I'm like, all right, let's put some more cushion in here. Let's put some more videos in here and see what we can do. So
You gotta test it. It's
100%.
trials.
trials and error.
Yeah, trials and error, bro. That's the only way you get good at it, bro.
Yeah.
But that's why
Yeah.
most people like talk about dropshipping again, and like social media and all that stuff. Because there's like so many failures, and you just gotta keep trying again, learning from it, trying again, learning from it, bro. Then eventually, bro, something's gonna pop, bro. You can't keep failing and failing and
Right.
failing and failing and
Right.
failing. Nothing happens.
My question for y'all. So
You gotta fail for it.
yeah, what made y'all come up with the phrase "loco" for your brand?
Bro, so Loco actually, bro, we came up. Loco was actually in high school, like freshman year. Me and Jaden, bro, we just we just called ourselves Loco, bro. We really didn't have the meaning to it, bro. We just were all like a Loco group of friends. We all just like grew up kind of like a brotherhood, like you were saying. And then I was like, hold on, Loco, bro. Like, what do we all have in common, bro? We all want to be successful, and we're all crazy about it, bro. Like, at least my friend group, bro. The people I try to surround myself with, bro. People that like,
yeah, who you surround yourself with is
Always.
really, really important.
Very true.
bro. And that's I'm just Loco, bro. That's how I
Yeah.
came upon. It was really wild because I was like, yo, Jaden, bro, Loco, bro, that's hard, bro. You might as well make that to a group. And he was like, yeah. So it was fire. Shout out
It is
Loco
hard.
J.
Shout
Swear.
out Loco J. My
We're
intern.
getting
He's
Loco
like
J.
rich
We're getting
nigga
Loco
in
J
there.
on the pod soon. It's a call
We
out
need
right
Loco.
now.
We got to get Loco J out the shout
Fun fact. He was my intern in Fame Academy.
Yeah.
Crazy times, man.
So, kind of asking you about some sports news. Since a lot of some big news has happened pretty recently, and I'm sure
100%.
you're tapped in.
100%.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the NFL Pro Bowlers? We can start with like the A. Let's start with the AFC.
Let's start the AFC. So who we gonna talk about? Who you want to talk about? Tua? You want to talk about Tyreek Hill?
Do you feel like anybody got like? How about this? I'll like name who was selected in the groups.
Okay.
Like I can get a little opinion. Like, you know, do you feel like anybody was left out?
Okay.
What you know, any opinions you have on?
So I don't think anybody was left out in terms of like the AFC. I think the AFC was. I mean, they did a great job of their guys. I mean, the AFC. I mean, this year. I mean, look at the AFC, what they did this year. You look at the Ravens. You know,
Ravens
number
are
one
shady.
number one seed in the AFC.
Yeah, bro. The Ravens, I can't even lie.
Right,
Like,
right.
We had
Lamar
someone
Jackson.
come on our podcast and actually say
swear,
Lamar
Mogo
Jackson
Mo.
was going to be the MVP.
And that was back in like, bro. He said that in probably like October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying it, and I was like,
Early before the season.
I didn't even realize. I was like, really?
Yeah, so like the Ravens, you know, the Dolphins. I mean, when I look at the AFC, how it used to be, I mean, I see two true teams that could actually make it go all the way. And I look at the Baltimore Ravens, and I still look at the Kansas City Chiefs. I think everybody is still everybody, and I look at everybody who covers the sport, people who talk about the sport. Nobody's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. They're just
Kinda fell
taking them
off.
out. Yeah, they're talking about.
It's honestly amazing that Patrick Mahomes, and I'm gonna be honest, I low key feel like he could have been possibly replaced in the Pro Bowl by either C.J. Stroud or Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's throwing.
He didn't make it.
He was throwing a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He actually.
He had a
I
bunch
guess
of turnovers. I heard.
He did. That's one
in,
thing.
in comparison to what we're used to from him,
Right.
his numbers were right. Dak looked amazing.
Dak looked amazing.
Dak has
Yeah,
looked
a
amazing.
lot of people were
all
talking
season.
crazy about Dak last year.
I mean, rightfully
Dak-
so. Rightfully so.
I was one of those people. Dak was one of those guys. I mean, I was one of those people. Shout out Dak Prescott. But I was one of those people. I mean, I'm not really a Dallas Cowboys type of fan. That's not really like my lane. But you know, like when I think about the Dallas Cowboys, it's just like it's disappointment. It's a roller coaster. You know, one minute you're thinking they're gonna be this team, and then one moment they're getting eliminated in the second round of the playoffs when everybody's thinking they're gonna go all the way. It's like every year. It's America's team, like they like to say. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
but
pump him
you
up
know-
every year.
The Steelers, they offered the Steelers to be America's team, and they said no.
Yeah, so and people don't, and it's okay. Like everywhere, I'm at school. From Pittsburgh, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh. You a Steeler fan?
Yeah, but
you
everybody
know I'm a Steeler
they
fan.
start hating on you immediately.
Yeah, of course, because I'm a Steeler fan,
Yeah.
right?
I swear,
I got
everybody
Raider
hates
fans. I got Raider fans at school. There's Baltimore fans. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I'm always gonna rock with the Steelers. And like, Mike T's never had a losing season. Like, no one can say that you've grown up with a team that's just always won. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
Pittsburgh. I mean,
It's weird, like people get
perfect.
disappointed if they lose. Like people just used to winning all the
Used
time.
to winning.
Yeah, but we really like the whole city.
We need some more playoffs
Really be
wins.
heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some more playoff ones. What's up with that?
Hey, there's a situation we could get in this year. It's a possibility.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want us to make the playoffs, but that's a whole different thing.
No, yeah. That's a totally different
we need
conversation.
drafts.
Yeah, we need a new quarterback in Pittsburgh, Mike T.
Sorry, man. We need a new quarterback, man.
You don't like Rudolph?
He's been playing good. Honestly, I like what I've seen from him. I like his confidence, man. I like how he's.
We need some
But
different.
though he had the
offensive players.
GP,
Yeah.
like the catch was cool, but like I literally thought he was getting sacked. I thought he was
think
going to get sacked. I thought Mason Rudolph was going to get sacked, and he just stayed in the
held on.
pocket. He didn't roll out, and he threw that John.
And one thing that I feel like people don't remember, I mean, he came up behind Ben Roethlisberger, so he's seasoned, he's well seasoned. He had Ben
Gunslinger Ben.
Roethlisberger, right? Learned from him, and he's back there, and he's when his numbers call, he's ready to go. And like when we talk about Kenny Pickett, we talk about Mitchell Trubisky. Trubisky can leave Pittsburgh if it was really me.
Yeah,
as
bro.
owner.
He robbed the
he's
Steelers.
yeah,
Hasn't
terrible.
been-
He
he's-
robbed the
yeah,
bank, bro.
it's
With
been
no
real
gun.
bad.
Yeah, personally this year, like
What did he say?
robbed the pick with no gun.
Crazy.
But like when I look at Kenny Pickett as well, like I don't know if he's gonna be the Steelers guy. Like
I want Michael Penix.
I do too. I don't think he's gonna be there.
I don't think he's
the
gonna be
Raiders.
available either.
I think the
he's
Raiders
be
gonna
available.
grab him. I think he would be ridiculous for Oakland.
But,
him.
okay,
You like
Wait.
Michael Penix over the USC guy, Caleb Williams?
No,
we're not
Caleb
gonna get.
Williams
He's
is
going
no,
for.
Caleb Williams is
We're not
definitely
gonna.
going.
We're not even gonna sniff him.
They got Drake May over. They have Drake May over Caleb Williams in the draft boards, which is ridiculous. And it's like that's one thing I never understand. Like sometimes I look at the projection things like that. It's like there's no way these are
I
professionals.
mean, like especially like, you look at sports like basketball. Like Tyrese Halliburton is an absolute
going
like
crazy.
he's a superstar.
He's a
Bro,
stud.
'cause the
He's a
people be
superstar. And what was he drafted like anywhere between 15 and 18? I think
Yeah.
something like
Bro,
that.
because people will have that hunger in them, bro, when they're 15, 18, bro. They want it more.
Yeah.
When you drop top draft pick, bro, you already got a bag. You got a guarantee value of the first couple years, bro, and they
James
get
Wiseman.
complacent.
Yeah, people lose it.
They get complacent, man.
These running
it.
backs, I'm not gonna lie, the AFC running backs were so weak this year. I feel like only one team really had like good running backs.
Name them off.
That was the Miami. So we got Raheem Mostert,
Mm-hmm.
which I think could have been Devin DeChain if he wouldn't have
David-
had injury problems.
He
That
was
could
on
have
my
been Evan
fantasy
DeChain.
team. He was on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
He went crazy.
I mean, he still probably finished what? Do you know what he finished position rank?
I don't know what he finished position right now.
But I mean, he still probably finished up there, even despite all the game time he missed.
100%.
James Cook, which I really feel like, I mean, he's had a couple like,
Yeah, he's had a couple games, but like
I
he's
compared to the like,
he's
NFC
definitely-
running backs, I couldn't.
He's definitely one of the reasons that propelled them to get over that hump they had in the middle of the season.
Derrick Henry, I don't care, has had a down
Yeah,
season, and they kind of just threw him in here for a name. I think
Yeah.
he has had a very down.
A lot
season.
of it's fan voting too.
Yeah, very true, very
Very
true.
true. So
Wide receivers, I mean, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase. I can't.
Yeah, there's no.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Amari Cooper's been absolutely excellent. Tyreek Hill was running an MVP campaign as a wide receiver, which is absolutely insane. Keenan Allen's been impressive despite Brandon Staley's.
Shout out Keenan Allen, overslept his entire career.
So
Keenan
nice.
Allen's been overslept.
So nice. Jamar Chase. I mean, he's missed time, but
Yeah. 100%. And we look at the NFC. I mean, like, Brandon Ayuk is another guy, another snub. He didn't make it.
Debo make it?
Debo, I don't even think Debo made it. I don't even think.
I heard the Niners have 9 Pro Bowlers,
Yeah.
which is, I think, insane.
Yeah, but the Niners are low-key crazy. I watched some video about Christian McCaffrey's bowl.
Yeah, bro, they got CD, AJ,
versus
Mike Evans, and Puka.
USC.
Like, I can't even really, like,
460.
And Puka's doing his thing. I mean, like, the rookie receiving record, he's coming up on that.
yeah, like, that's
It's ridiculous.
with Cooper. I mean, with Cooper Cup being in.
And they made the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
Clinched the playoff spot.
Yeah, Sean McVay's, he's a very good coach. I like him.
Great coach. Great coach.
I think that AJ Brown's played well. I think Devonta Smith has also had a very, very excellent year.
We'll see what the Eagles could do.
Despite I have DeAndre Swift on my fantasy team, and every time he falls at the 1 yard line, it hurts me because I know they're about to do the tush push. It's very, very bad. I mean, also, like, I don't know how DeAndre Swift made the Pro Bowl, and be honest with you. Christian McCaffrey and Kyren Williams, absolute locks. I was a little confused about the Eagles pick there, though.
The Eagles, like, that's one team that I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator. I don't know if it's like the players they're running, but things that are going on in Philly. I mean, AJ Brown's not playing up to par right now. I mean, they're not getting DeAndre Swift enough touches. I mean,
No.
Jalen Hurts shouldn't be. I mean, Jalen Hurts is that guy 100%. But I mean, I don't think you should be no options more than you're running the ball. You have DeAndre Swift, one of the top running backs in the league.
Facts.
You traded for him. You did your thing for him. And you got to give him the right carries. I think that's how it is.
I've also heard about people kind of talking about some NBA All-Star ballots. My friend put up a pretty good. Our boy Mike, shout out Loco Mike. He put up the question. We all play fantasy basketball together. He said, "Do you think Alperen Şengün should be an All-Star?" I think he's averaging like 20.
Şengün from the Rockets?
Yes, but he's averaging like
Bro,
20. He's averaging like 20 points, 9 rebounds, and like 5 assists.
He was getting destroyed when I watched him, bro, versus the
Yeah,
Hawks.
but defense, he low-key be getting cooked. But like,
Bro, he was getting cooked on the defense, bro. He was getting cooked.
he's like Sabonis. He's
Bro, they
nice.
threw the oop. They threw like the same oop, bro, like 10 times on him.
And he would just get every time.
Every time.
Who are they playing?
They were playing the Hawks.
Is Clint Capella still in the Hawks, or was it
Yeah,
Onyeka
bro, he was
Okongwu?
catching them.
Oh yeah, Clint Capella has always been a
That was
lob.
a fire game.
What's your take on the Los Angeles Clippers?
It might be a good playoff run.
Like if they stay healthy and like,
They're getting
but, like
chemistry
will they
too.
stay healthy? I mean, like what? It's been the last 2 years, almost 3 years they haven't been healthy.
Right.
Looked
Looked like they figured it out though. They look like they
Yeah, that's what
figured
it
it
looked like
out.
they're figuring stuff out.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Ty Lue's a
Lakers
very
fan?
good coach.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Lakers fan.
Diehard Lakers fan.
Only because no.
So
Okay,
you're a
hold on.
LeBron fan?
My West Coast
let me
team coming
rephrase
for
that.
you.
Let me rephrase that. I'm a diehard LeBron fan. So I'm one of those guys. Wherever LeBron
Oh, you
goes,
team, huh?
I go. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, bro. I think there used to be an argument on Mario all the time about him.
Yeah,
versus LeBron.
yeah, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always talking about LeBron. He
See, like,
always is.
I'm a Bulls
saying,
fan.
Yeah,
But he loved. I don't know why he died so hard for Jordan.
yeah.
I'm a Bulls fan, and like it's not
the
even because
6-0.
Jordan though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the 6 rings.
It's the 6 rings. It's the 6-0. I mean,
Bro, it's just like the prestige, bro. People wear the Chicago Bulls don't even watch basketball. People do the same thing with the Lakers. I'll be honest, but
I feel like longevity for LeBron just overtakes everything for me. Like longevity.
I mean, my man Michael Jordan was drinking beers and smoking cigars at halftime and still doing what he
still
did.
doing his thing.
I mean, let's be
You're
honest. Could LeBron do that? Could LeBron be drinking on the Lobos at halftime and still balling?
That's not
Probably.
LeBron. You know what I'm saying? That's not what LeBron does.
Straight as LeBron.
It's not his character.
I mean,
his
I
character.
swear.
That's his mindset.
It's not his mindset.
But like, I'm a Bulls fan. That team is oh my gosh, it's
Zach
a dumpster fire.
Levine. I mean,
Bro,
Lonzo
nobody's
Ball.
gonna take his contract.
Yeah, nobody's.
His contract is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody's gonna take it. I want Lonzo back so bad. That was our best basketball when he was in. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. We signed Billy Donovan to an extension quietly for I think 70, 80 mil, and I was like, why? It was literally after the Lonzo season, even
I
with his
still
injury.
can't believe he's still your head coach.
I know he's absolutely I don't think he's.
It's ridiculous. I didn't think he would still be there for that long.
I didn't either. The GM though, shout out to GM man.
Shout out.
Our GM has been going crazy. Kobe White also absolutely cooking with Zach Levine.
Shout out to Tar Heels.
Bro, shout out Visionary man. He's helped the Loco a lot. Shout out Jalon man. Jalon, yeah, shout out him.
Cooper, bro. He's always wearing his clothing brand.
Oh yeah.
From Kiski. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
a little
fire.
older.
Yeah,
Jalen's the older brother, Cooper.
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, I know who that is.
swear.
That's fire.
He helped out a lot with Loco, and I think I swear I saw a picture on like League Fits or something. Kobe White was in his hoodie.
With Loco.
No, with the Visionary.
Oh,
With
the
Jalen's,
Visionary.
Jalen's brother. Jalen's brother. That was crazy.
Oh, that's fire.
I swear. But I don't think who do you think's gonna win? But the West looks crazy. Look, the standings.
OKC, Minnesota Timberwolves, Denver Nuggets. Those are the top 3 teams for me.
The Timberwolves are so impressive because
They are. Timberwolves are impressive. I just don't know if it's going to translate to
Anthony
the
Edwards
playoffs.
is insane. I don't know if it
He
translates to the
is.
playoffs either. Anthony
He
Edwards
is.
is insane.
It's just like, can Rudy Gobert stay on it? Can Cat stay on
The
it?
Lakers, man, y'all like as long as y'all are in the playoffs,
Yeah, it's always going to be a problem.
y'all are contenders, which
Always.
is absolutely insane.
Always.
My team came and made the playoffs. We barely made a plan.
Yeah.
I don't even have
Chicago.
a team. Sadly. I wish Pittsburgh had a team. I'd go to all the games.
Pittsburgh had a basketball team, but what if you could actually? That's a good question. If you could like relocate any like I guess bad NBA team, like ones that actually like who, like
Where would I locate them to?
like if we could get one in Pittsburgh, man, who would you want to get, man? Who do you think we could like have a chance of getting? But we used to
This
be able to
would
get the
never
Cavs.
happen.
We used to be able to get the Cavs, but not no more.
Oh, yeah. This would never happen. I mean, Detroit would never leave Detroit ever. But, I mean, to be honest, the Wizards, I mean, I'm going to just be honest. I mean, nobody.
DC is such a big market.
It
but
is.
they're not
It
even
is a
doing
big
that with
market,
it.
but they're leaving. They're leaving DC anyway. They're moving to Virginia to play.
I did hear about that. I forgot.
Yeah,
about that,
like
yeah.
they're.
Yeah,
I think the
DC
Commanders, with the Wizards, they're all moving to Virginia to play. So
Is
it's like-
Vegas getting an NBA team? I know they said if LeBron
Yeah,
was
they're
one.
they're definitely.
Because then they got
thinking
the Aces too, and then
Right.
with the A's are moving there, and they just got the hockey team.
about it. Yeah, and it's a high. It's Vegas. It's a high market.
Super high market.
So I don't know when they're gonna get it, but definitely soon for sure.
They definitely should get a team.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you. We appreciate you coming out here, Maya. I'm gonna ask you.
100%,
I got
100%.
3 quick questions for you.
All right.
We'll wrap it up.
Already.
All right. Greatest female athlete ever, any sport. I don't care.
Serena Williams.
Okay. Serena Williams. I like that. A little
Yeah.
tennis. I'm not gonna lie. I started watching tennis recently. I kind of actually understand it now.
Tennis is one of those sports. I was never into it until I started really getting into it. I have a friend who plays, and I'm really into ping pong and stuff like that. So started paying really close attention to it, and like just the hand coordination, just knowing where the ball placement, things like
yeah,
that.
but tennis is hard.
It is.
Very,
It's
very
really hard. That's why I really give her props for being number 1 for that long.
No, facts.
know what I mean?
Who is gonna win the NBA finals this year?
NBA Finals this year. I'm gonna go hot take. I'm gonna go Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma City, the Young Bulls.
I'm gonna go Thunder. If it's not Thunder, I mean Denver's the repeating back to back.
Once again, the Celtics are left out.
Yeah, and it's not coming out the East. I'm sorry. I'm
All
just
right,
not
Loco,
seeing
can you hit us with our last question, man?
I'll make everybody mad about this one. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
LeBron James. LeBron James. You already know. Come on now. That's not even a question. LeBron James. 4 rings, longevity, 20 plus years in the league, all-time leading scorer, 4 MVPs, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 championships.
Well, y'all, we want to thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Loco Cast. We want to thank our boy Amani.
Appreciate
From
y'all,
Talk
man.
to Be Heard
Appreciate
for
y'all,
coming
man.
on.
Thanks for having on, bro.
He told us a little bit about his
Already know.
story.
Of course.
Told us a little bit about his story. We had an inquisitive conversation about starting a business. Hopefully we put you on to some stuff. And he even showed us a little bit of sports analysis. So we really appreciate him for coming on the pod. We appreciate y'all rocking with us and live Loco.
100%.